What is the taste of water? Imam Jafar Sadiq replied, the taste of water is the taste of life. So when Yazid restricted access to the Euphrates, he restricted access to life, to the companions and the grandson of the Prophet. And yet these companions still stood for justice and never transgressed against them, and fought in defense and for the name of Islam. When I sat with this, I imagined myself on the battlefield witnessing Ashura. And I wrote a poem. It's 680 AD. I'm lost standing between two rivers. My body is cold and my hand shivers. A man approaches me and instructs me to follow. I pass over a hill at which point my stomach feels hollow. 30,000 men stand tall on foot and upon horse. The man takes me to his side of a 72-man force. I ask him why he insists to fight a battle he will surely lose. He looks at me and slowly says, daughter, it will be nothing more than a bruise. This body is temporary, but this message has eternal life. To let this fire die is much more of a strife. He notices the confusion in my face and takes me to a seat. He explains, this is the day of Ashura, waiting to be fought in this heat. My eyes widen. I can't believe the words that I hear, but the man beside me insists there's nothing to fear. Suddenly, my mouth opens, and stereotypes flood the air. A man calmly sat down in a chair. He told me to seek the truth and value education, for the misconceptions spread about Islam is far from eradication. With that, he began with one hand and a light fist, his obvious dissatisfaction with our culture's obsession with the word terrorist. Terrorist is not in my forte, not even in my diction, for obtaining peace upon terror is a fiction. An affliction of wounds and scars on the arms of the innocent are not met with praise. To stand and say such acts were done in Allah's praise is so much more than just a disgrace, to imply that God differentiates on color or race. For Islam is a cause with a universal face, so open your eyes and hold your stereotypes inside. Fanatics don't create the laws by which we all must abide. Aside for the few of many, the implication of pain is never intended. Violence is not impended. To find your peace is to find your place. To place your hand on this book and swear to live it true is to live the truth and not let your eyes misconstrue. To love your neighbor like you love your friend. Actions you do are like messages we all send. And if you understood these words, his each letter, you'd change your ways for better. Change your words, your view. These words, they were meant for you. Tame your lips and hold your face, for one day, all your steps you will retrace. Not to say that freedom is in restriction, rather to be free without boundary is a cause of friction. To imply that the world is for taking with blind eyes is nothing more than denial hidden between a set of lies. Hold your eyes open and be aware. The truth is a narrow road, easily missed by a blink and a stare. Take the stairs, shortcut the short way. Long roads and steep hills make you stay. Stay and think of the pain of others that went somewhat the same way. So you say you're embarrassed of this religion and its current standing, that you're confused about 9/11 and Flight 93's landing. A few who misread the words of this book should not be the majority that shape the outlook of Islam. They say they fight in the name of religion when religion is the true victim. Then comes the news acting as a dictum, biased words and a misled heart. Seem too simple to tear this religion apart, yet somehow lies are exaggerated and spread. Misconceptions and stereotypes are what our kids are fed. Islam is finding security in your brother, giving your life to God, and loving your mother. For happiness is found in simple things. Set aside diamonds and rings, material things won't take you past the first impression. To impress with money is an odd expression. So set aside your affluence and the insecurities you cover. Face that with God by your side, you will no longer hover. Importance does not come from money or for power. Rather, it's knowing that you will be missed in your final hour. To be the difference in a life that's living is more than any amount of money that you'd hope to one day be giving. Put your money in your pocket and sell your time, for love and charity are priceless in the face of a nickel or dime. Terrorism does not exist in this book amongst this way. Terrorists cannot come from a religion of peace, no matter the words they say, for these words were not written of blood. So keep your heart open and let these phrases flood. I stood back and watched him walk away for the last time. His words made it hard to move, yet I felt sublime. He paced to the battlefield, not scared or worried, yet he stopped and he yielded, looked to the sky and kissed the ground. After a blessing from God, he went forth without a sound. He fought for hours to get to a water well. He finally reached to the edge, and off his horse he fell. Before the water touched his dry lips, he stopped to think that he could never drink. Knowing that others were in pain, he took a breath, filled a jug, and chose to refrain. He fought men one by one to bring water to his part of the land, but the enemy surrounded his horse and cut off his strong hand. He juggled the water, but was determined to quench the thirst of his brothers. He fought so strong that the enemy had to call others. They cut his last hand, and he took the jug to his mouth. They finally shot the jug, and water spilled south. Down fell his horse as blood spilled down his shirt. He slowly died thirsty in the arms of his brother upon the dirt. For I thought to myself, would a terrorist forget his dying thirst? For could he not drink until his children and neighbors drank first? For this man, this religion, surely would not have terrorism as a name. For the essence of this book holds peace and willpower at its frame. To refrain from water, one of the most basic and natural things our body needs to live, is a truly astonishing thing for this man to give. To beat the biggest temptation, thirst, implies that this man was trained to refrain from all other temptations first. It shows that to live under this book, one has to be strong, to uphold what is right and undercut what is wrong, to keep the peace in Islam. Abu Faz fought with his every breath. To talk it out was the obvious priority over death. To kill without cause is not just, but somehow I am left to watch the caskets enclosed with dust. When did God become the reason that we fight? And the reason behind death, was it not God that gave you breath? His each sentence, his every book should be why we unite. Yet somehow God became the reason that we fight. Hold your neighbor's hand. Give your neighbors your land. Take what you need. Give until you feed. Feed the hungry mouths of the poverty-stricken on the corner of every street. Be the intersection of when the religions of the world finally meet. Standing with the differences above each head. Be the one that binds the bond of the 3 books we have all read. Leave your pockets open for others. Live your life for your brothers. Love to give what you desire. For higher taking to the poverty-stricken living dire. Islam is compassion, charity, and love. Islam is the path of the truth laid upon us from above. Islam is caring about one another regardless of belief. Islam is being there with another to laugh and in grief. Islam is not strength in numbers, but strength in quality. Islam is so much more than racial equality. Islam is not biased by color, but rather by disposition. Islam is a universal exposition. Islam is what we make of it today. Islam is the most righteous way. Islam is not another stereotype. Islam is much more than meets the media hype. Islam is what you make of it. It is made by what people do. Islam is a religion. It is made for you. Thank you.